I tell you to sit y'all's asses down on the couch?
And what's so wild is you care about shit like that, but you wear ugly ass shit like that.
I need
Cross
some
your
new
feet
shoes.
so everybody can see it. Cross your feet.
My leg.
Cross your cross your little short ass legs. Now cross them. Look at that shit, bro.
What are those?
Givenchy.
Yeah.
Givenchy. Man, he just bought them because they say Givenchy. He was like, them the Givenchy's.
They look expensive.
Givenchy.
I like your
How
shoes.
you
I like your
pronounce
shoes
it?
too.
Thanks.
I love
Shoes are
those.
cool too.
Black
O'Neal.
Black Stock and
Weber.
Webbers.
Yep.
Those are dope as hell.
That's the brand you've been telling me
Yeah,
about.
I got a pair. They're dope. They're dope. Black owned. You know what I'm saying? All love. All shout out to Chris. All love. He's dope as hell.
Thanks, Chris.
But your shit, bro, I would never. You just bought them because of the name. You didn't buy them because they fly. Because you can't tell me that shit fly.
What did Hill Figure say about black people?
Yeah, yeah.
Hey,
Wild shit.
Right?
Hey, I thought about that when I put this on. I was like, this motherfucker don't even like
Yeah.
niggas. I'm saying, but fucking, I'm walking out there. I thought about it. I need to get more. I need to care more. Not wear brands that don't like black people. You know what I'm saying? I ain't wearing this.
It's a lot of brands, bro.
Hey, y'all never gonna see me wear this
Facts.
again. I'm throwing this away. You know what I'm saying? Thanks. I appreciate
right.
that. Appreciate that.
Is
No,
it-
give me something, bro. It's okay. It's okay. Rep that.
Is it raining?
Huh? No, but it was cool. It was cool outside. It was cool. You know.
It's cool.
Listen, bro. Since you want to go in on me, let's talk about you.
All right, let's do it.
You got finger waves. I ain't seen finger waves since the late '80s. And then
the same
on top of
finger
having
waves,
finger
by the
waves,
way.
you dyed your hair.
I did. I needed to spice it up a little bit. But this ain't finger waves, though. Don't do
It
that.
look like finger waves.
Stop doing that to me right now. These are like genuine curls. Remember genuine?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, genuine curls right here.
Yeah, that was a crazy viral video that he had with him dancing. Remember?
Oh yeah. It was getting.
Recently?
Well, it's crazy. It was crazy and corny because he old now. If he was young and it was back in the days, it would be dope. He's doing the same shit he was doing back then. It's just that he old. And you don't
used
want
to
to
be
see
the
a old
business too,
motherfucker
yeah.
doing that. Welcome to Three Black Guys on the Couch, where three black guys give you their opinions on pretty much everything. Again, it is just our opinion. We don't want you to take it as law. You know, that's not needed. I'm O'Neal.
I'm Renee.
I'm Gary.
Three Black Guys on the Couch. Please like
And subscribe.
and subscribe. Hey, let me say that, bro.
All right. It's your world.
Please like and subscribe.
It's your world.
No, since you want to talk, go ahead and talk.
I mean, I'm in the middle, so I feel like,
All right.
you know,
That's a big responsibility.
it is.
All right, well, go ahead and leave.
Yes, I'm on the spot.
Go
I'm
ahead
on
and
the
talk.
spot. No, this is you. This is your thing. You go. I'm here.
I'm still tripping about you not knowing about code switching.
Yeah. I've never heard that before. I have to look that up.
Stop lying, bro.
I swear.
Stop. You
I swear
never
to
heard
God.
of code switching.
He knows the meaning of it. Maybe
I,
knows
know,
the
yeah,
meaning
I've
of
never,
jargon.
I didn't know that there was a term for it, but
Yeah.
I guess there is a term for it.
What is code switching?
Code switching is when, I'll just say it blatantly, say if a black person in a white environment starts to switch up the way that he talks because he's
Yeah.
in a white environment,
Yeah.
and vice versa.
Yeah.
crossover like AI.
Yeah.
Like Dave Chapelle called a job interview voice or whatever. We all do it. You know, You've never done it?
I've done it.
All right.
Yeah.
When?
I've done it for job interviews. I do it on both sides, to be honest with you. I do it a lot.
Yeah,
Where even at times when I go to a job interview or if I'm, meeting with in a white group,
Yeah.
hey guys, how's it going?
Yeah.
And then if I'm with the brothers, then we gotta switch it up one time.
How you switch it up? What you say? What you
Switch
say?
it up one
How would
time.
you say you
My man's in them, That's what I'm talking about.
It's like you're trying too hard. My man's in them. You ain't gotta do all that, bro. You ain't really gotta do all that. You just be like, what up? What up?
Oh,
That's
man.
it. See how I did that? Look, watch me.
Oh yeah, I was a little
Pay attention to me.
I
Watch
was a little
this.
aggressive. Okay.
Watch. I'm gonna see G. What up, man?
What's going on?
That's it. You ain't gonna break my man's in them. That's a lot. I'm like, yo, why are you coming with all this energy right now? It's 8:00 in the morning.
I'm trying to be convincing.
But that's the problem. When you try to force it and try to be convincing, then you're the exact opposite.
Well, here's the
of
thing,
that.
though. All right, so I was raised with a white dad, black mom.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
My mom, she speaks very well.
Yeah.
Very well. And my dad is white, and he just kind of spoke. He's actually from Nebraska.
Okay.
So he had a little, Midwestern, little country, South, whatever.
Yeah,
all of it.
yeah.
Anyway, I didn't grow up with a whole lot of slang. You know what I'm saying?
Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Venice, like West LA, Venice area. But I didn't grow up with a whole lot of slang, So I didn't have that around the house. I just kind of grew up,
Where'd
hey,
you
son.
learn slang?
Rap
videos.
TV.
BET.
BET late night.
They let you watch that shit?
They were asleep. I was
Okay,
still
so you
up.
snuck and turned the TV on.
That's what happens when you get your own TV in your room.
I mean, I've done it. I've caught myself doing it. I've reprimanded myself for it. But I found myself saying, hey guys, or dude, or bro, come on, man. For sure. And I'm like, what the fuck? But then I catch myself. I go to the bath. I excuse myself, go to the bathroom. I nigga it up a little bit. Like, nigga, what the fuck, nigga? You know who the fuck you is? Go back out there. And I go back out there to the dinner table, to the meeting, wherever it is, and I'm back to me. Like, what's up? Nah, you know what I'm saying? It's whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's whatever.
I feel like you're in many different environments where you do have to switch it up a lot.
This is true. You made a good point because you said you feel like the young environment, the young generation doesn't need to code switch. I agree with you. I don't feel like the young people, the people that I know that are in their 20s, they don't code switch. They all speak the same language now, which is just so wild to me.
It just depends on who they are, what they're doing.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so when I was younger, I used to code switch a lot more often.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, whether it was, talking to my boys in the dorm versus going to class and being around all these people and saying
You went to
something
Harvard. I mean,
I know. So
damn.
there's a lot of it that goes on.
Yeah.
But now not so much.
No,
Not
you
so
just
much.
you.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Has
I'm
anybody
not-
ever said anything to you like, Gary, wow, you're different?
Nothing that sticks out, but I'm sure that's the case. And if they didn't
Yeah.
say it, they definitely thought it.
Yeah.
Because I've had those moments where I'm like, oh, for sure, man. And
And
I
you
catch
know
myself.
what's interesting is, my white friends out here, when I first moved out here, I'd hang out with them and they would be cracking jokes because, I mean, considering what they have grown up around and what they relate to, they put me in the same category as their black friends from LA, right? And they were like, O'Neal's one of the whitest black guys I know. And I'm thinking to myself, like, nigga, motherfucker, I'm from Detroit, from the projects. Y'all don't know that half.
Oh, I've definitely got that before.
Yeah, me
Right,
too.
yeah, you got that before, right?
I think we all got that.
We all get that. And I'll be laughing. I've never tried to justify it like, I'm from Detroit, but I'm thinking to myself, like, man, if they knew me when I was 15, 16, obviously, we're older, and so we code switch to a certain degree. And also, you leave the street, the hood behind. You ain't trying to bring it with you. But I always find it hilarious when they're like, "Oh man, he's the whitest black guy."
That
I
just
know."
means they feel safe.
And I'm just like, it just means
they feel safe. That's all.
Yeah,
That's the thing. Even like I remember when I would do phone call interviews,
yeah.
right? And I'd put it on. Hey, Jeffrey, how's it going? So honored to be here right now. And with my name too, like they already assume something. So when I actually show up in person, I would see, oh, you're an A? It's a completely different energy.
That's wild, man. Now, I mean, I'm more comfortable in my own skin than I've ever been. Like, I don't code switch on no levels. Sometimes I probably do the opposite. I go too far. You know what I'm saying? Like today we were in the coffee shop. Okay. We in Blue Bottle. And, we get in our coffee and Renee comes out of the bathroom. I'm being silly. I'm joking with him. I'm like, hey, man, you wash your hands? A whole bunch of white people in there. Prude white people. And Renee was like, yeah, nigga, you know how I do all day, nigga. And I'm like,
I did do that.
I was even like,
on purpose.
yeah. And the white dude looked at me like, it's like,
Didn't feel
my
safe.
boy.
Right?
Yeah, he wanted to just shock him a little bit. No, I was like, maybe he went a little too far. But yeah, sometimes I do that too. Sometimes I'm like, man, I'm gonna show you, not only am I black, but I'm gonna be super black. I'm gonna blackety black it up. And I go a little too
Really?
far. And I'm like, man, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Because now I got them feeling some type of way. But
Just be yourself, man.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you a question. Do you do that if you get into anything with the cops?
You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. And this is gonna sound really wild to any person black that's listening to this. I have never, ever had a band run in with the police. Never. I remember I got pulled over by some white police officers, and I didn't do this. Yeah, hi officer. I didn't do none of that. I was myself. I was like, "What's up, man? Come on, man." He was like, "Your tags are expired," because that's what I'm saying. Most of the time,
I've been there.
most of the time,
Yep.
if you black and you never got pulled over for your tags being expired, you need to do some reevaluation. At least once. You need to experience it. If you've never experienced it, purposely not pay your registration and get pulled over.
Purposely.
Okay, then
Not
pay
worth
it.
the risk.
No.
But I was real with him. I wasn't belligerent, or flipping it or like that. But I was like, "Come on, man." He's like, "Your tags are expired." I'll tell you what. I'll follow you to your home. Just park the car, and he was cool.
Wow.
It was cool. I never.
It's great. I mean, there are good people out there.
Yeah, I mean, there's some decent police, I guess. Yeah, I'm not saying it. There's decent everything. There's bad everything. So why have you dealt with that? You got the code switch for the police?
I was taught to code switch for police.
So you've done it before?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
For sure. Don't drive with a hoodie on. Before we even get to interacting with the police, don't drive with a hoodie on. Don't lean your seat back. Have your hands at 10 and whatever, 10 and 2.
10 and 2, yeah.
And so, yes, but I've been in situations where where I've gotten pulled over, and I certainly had to code switch. But also, I've been in a situation where I've been frustrated, and thank God nothing happened. But I was very frustrated, and I didn't.
Yeah.
And you know, the risk reward is not in my favor on
It's
that.
not. It's not at all.
Or anybody's for that matter.
It's not. It's funny because you know, we live in this time where we have just accepted how things are. We've accepted the fact that our parents have these conversations with us. Mm-hmm. We've accepted the fact that with our kids, we tell them, don't take your hoodie off. Da, da, da. You know, every now and then I lay in bed and I wonder, what is it like for my white counterparts? Like, you never had to worry about that. When the police behind you, you never get nervous. You never have to tell your kids, take your hoodie off. You never have to do nothing. Like nothing. Do you ever look at me as a black person and look to the right and say, damn, this motherfucker running this race with bricks on his back and I got a head start. I wonder what it would have been like if we started the race together. You know what I'm saying? Or are they like, man, it is what it is. Listen, man, it is what it is, man. I'm sorry. I feel sorry for you, man. But yeah. Because if the shoe was on the other foot, and I've really given this thought, if the shoe was on the other foot and we're of different races and your race is oppressed, but mine wasn't, yeah, my heart probably would reach out to you and I'd be like, man, that is fucked up that, you know, y'all getting shot down and the redlining and you got to warn your kids and you don't get as much job opportunity as we get. That's fucked up and I really feel for you. And at the time, I probably would feel the same way.
You ain't giving up your house.
Huh?
You're not giving up your house.
But I ain't giving up my house. I ain't giving up half my wealth.
Yeah.
The only thing I can give you is my sympathy, my deepest sympathies. Hell, I'll even stick a Black Lives Matter flag in my lawn or, you know, I'll march briefly and then go to Erewhon and get some, but that's as much as I can give you. And
sometimes I have a question.
Yeah.
Okay, with dating, say, you know, when you'd go on dates and stuff like that, I'm gonna do it.
Hey, Gary, you know where you're getting to.
Would you code switch if you're dating a white girl or any other race?
I wouldn't know nothing about that. I don't date white girls.
Okay, here we go.
To my sisters,
I've never.
To my beautiful black sisters, to my chocolate sisters.
Bro, on a date, in the past, I've never code switched.
Really?
Ever. No.
No. I mean,
not even meeting the family.
Yeah. He don't meet the family. He don't meet the family. They don't bring him home. Didn't you hear he said it last time?
That's crazy. But even so, no.
Really?
Nah. You know what? This is gonna sound really bad, and God, I hope I don't get canceled for this. I shouldn't even have to
Not
say.
to say they all like me. Either.
Yeah, exactly.
So there you go.
But still.
Yeah.
I don't think that. Hey, I just want to preface it with this.
Wow.
Don't cancel me for saying this. I just want to speak my mind. We're just having Discord, okay? We're just talking. That's the only way we get ahead. Now that I've said that, I don't think they get if some white girl is fucking with him. I don't think she fucking with him for him to act like the normal white dude she used to fuck with. She fucking with him because she's intrigued by the fact that he like, shit, man, fuck that. They got me fucked up. Or, you know what I'm saying? I do that. She's intrigued by his blackdom.
I don't agree with that. And here's why. I want to hear this. I feel that when it comes to someone that maybe is able to code switch, because I don't think everybody is able to code switch.
Okay.
And I hate to say this, but
apparently
we
not.
can be no.
Nigga, you saying
we could be a safe choice in dating the other race. Does that make sense?
No,
like,
I don't understand what you mean.
You don't understand what I'm saying?
No, what do you mean?
Okay, let me run it back.
Run it back.
So from the way that we may talk or the way that we dress and the way
black
we
man.
articulate. Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
Instead of someone that isn't able to code switch, that's always like, my nigga, what's up? And like, you know what I'm saying, everywhere.
He's saying there are segments of, even within our community, like some of us are not able to code switch.
Absolutely.
Right?
Okay.
Absolutely. And that someone that is able to code switch, we would be the safer choice. Does that make sense? To bring home.
You know, I've never looked at it that way. When I see white girls dating black dudes, my skewed vision is that she's very curious about everything, his black experience, the way he talks, the way he looks, the way he moves, the way his jargon, the way he gesticulates his hands, all that. She's just like it's like them watching a rap video, like, damn, Tupac is so cool.
I don't see it like that. I see it like that sometimes, sure, but also me being light skinned,
Yeah.
I'm known to be an easier transition or an easier choice in terms of dating outside of races. I mean, I'm just gonna say it.
Well,
yeah,
at some
yeah.
points, man, you gotta just.
No, like that's what I. That's
Yeah,
what,
yeah, I get it. I get it.
I mean,
I'm just fighting my ignorance back.
There it is.
Yeah, because I want to hear your points. I'm like, don't crack a joke.
I mean,
yeah, I get it. You're right. Gary, what you think about that?
No, man. Look,
By the time Gary finished talking, my ignorance will have calmed down, so I won't say no stupid shit. Go ahead.
man, just to be real, like, yes, that happens. People try to get experiences and all that. But at the end of the day, like, oftentimes, right or wrong, I view it as just you like who you like.
Yeah.
And that's just what it is. It's very simple. Like, maybe I'm so tone deaf to it now
Yeah.
that, you know, I'd never even thought about that. Looking back when I was in high school or whatever, thought about, oh, well, was she dating me for this, that, and maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Didn't care at the time.
I think there's different factors though too. Like I've experienced this sometimes where they look at the qualities that I have, do you know what I'm saying? To justify dating me because I'm biracial, because I'm black. You know? Like, oh, he talks well, or oh, he has a great job, or you know what I'm saying? Or in your case, like, oh, he went to Harvard, or you know, you see what I'm saying? He's very successful.
Well, damn, I'm not biracial, nor did I go to Harvard. I mean, my father is like Jamaican Cuban.
You got
but
a nose ring.
That don't make me biracial. I don't think it do. And I didn't go to Harvard. I went to Michigan State. So, and you know, I can't relate to y'all on that.
You a thug.
I'm not a thug. I'm a Christian and I love everybody. I can't really relate to y'all on that. When I look at that shit, I think to myself, okay, they're trying to get a piece of the black experience. Just like when they wear the clothes that they wear, or just like when they snap their fingers, or when they say fuck a boy, or when they, you know, any and everything that's of the ethnic persuasion. It's a fascinating thing. Hey, listen, if I was white, I'd be all into the black culture too. We fly to the motherfucker. We the soil of the earth. I think it's dope. I think, you know, we make everything spin. So I'd be all into it too. So as a black man, when I see that, I'm like, yeah. Now, obviously, there are people that are, like Gary said, they're truly attracted to one another and they're in love and whatnot, you know. But initially, you know.
But I think they're like, for what you just said,
Yeah.
I think that to a degree. I think like, yeah, the culture, obviously, you know what I'm saying? Like we run shit. But the problems,
Yeah. What Paul Mooney say? Everybody want to be a nigga till it's time to be a nigga.
absolutely.
This
no
is
one
true.
wants that problem.
That's true.
You know?
Yeah. I agree.
So I think when it comes to that aspect, even in dating and even in, you know, everything else that, you know, plays a whole part, where it's like no one wants the burden.
The burden of being black.
Yeah.
But think about, hey, white people out there. White people out there.
You know?
Y'all sure y'all don't want the burden of being black? Because if you do make it, if you do escape, this shit is lit in a motherfucker. Like, right? Like if you escape the police, if you escape the draws of the ghetto and the hood, and you make it out, and you make it, you feel like you like Indiana Jones, like you beat the boulder.
You're a fool.
So you might want to reevaluate the whole black experience. Experience it. You know what I'm saying? Try getting chased by the police and shot at.
Oh my God.
Try it. Try selling some dope and then all your boys getting killed or locked up, but you made it out. Try that shit.
What was the lady's name that was it Rachel Dawson or something?
Rachel Doze. Yeah.
Rachel, yeah.
Yeah.
Who Rachel
Dozel. Yeah.
Who was even a part of like the NAACP or something like that.
Yeah.
And
She got OnlyFans
crazy.
now. She got
Yeah.
OnlyFans. She got OnlyFans now.
she has OnlyFans now?
Yeah. I didn't subscribe. I'm not lying.
Stop.
Listen, I don't want nobody to judge. I didn't subscribe. But
How
she
you
got
know she has an
somebody,
OnlyFans?
listen, bro, everybody talks. We live in a small world now. It's a digital age. She has an OnlyFans where she's
Sure
like
does.
posing with her body and stuff like that. It's wild. And she still got the black hair stuff in her, the black hairdo.
Wow.
Yeah, look, see, she got OnlyFans.
Wow.
What?
Now, let me ask y'all a question. Is there a morbid curiosity to see her pictures? Be honest.
Yes, there is.
Yeah. There's a morbid
1,000%.
curiosity, right? This nigga lying. Oh my, he like, nah, man. I don't
Bro,
care.
I'm-
There's a morbid curiosity to be like,
Absolutely.
man, she don't look good, but why she got her OnlyFans? Let me
Yep.
see. Let me just shoot. There's morbid curiosity. Now Gary
I
gonna
wouldn't
side.
lie. I
Gary
wouldn't
gonna-
lie. I mean, if I was curious.
Okay. All right. But anyway, with all that being said, do you date more white girls or more black girls? Anybody can go first.
Married.
Gary's married, so he's.
What a cop out.
Look.
What a cop
There
out.
she is. There she is.
Wait, what?
That's what.
Oh God.
Yo.
Stop, bro. Stop. I didn't expect that type of response.
Yo.
These are angles, bro. These are angles.
No, I'm not saying that because I'm impressed. I'm
Yeah,
saying
you look
that-
like you're like, what?
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
It looked.
No. Don't get that confused.
Yeah. That's wild, right?
Okay.
See, look at that. Look at how she's posing. I'm just saying, you know.
I mean, she came a long way from.
I know, right?
So what's her story? Just real quick.
I'm not. I don't want to botch this up. I just know that she was some sort of. Wasn't she a teacher or something like that, or a college instructor, an activist, and she was posing as a black woman for the longest, and she got outed
By her parents, right? Her parents.
my parents,
Yeah, her
yeah,
parents
yeah,
are
yeah.
like,
She really white.
oh, what's up?
Yeah, but I mean, she
Man, that's wild.
she's keeping it up though. She's still wearing her hair the way she's wearing it, and representing our culture. She represents black culture. So
On OnlyFans, huh?
That's wild.
and you know what's funny? On the whole code switching thing, for actors, right? Black actors. It's funny because when I look at a script and I read it, I can tell automatically if a white person wrote the script or if a black person wrote the script, right? Because some of the jargon and the way the words and how they want us to say it, I'm like, man, a white person wrote this because we don't talk like this. But for the longest, right, because I studied Shakespeare, I would go into auditions and I would this just popped up in my head when you said that. I would read almost like a white person. You know what I'm saying? I would read like a white person. Yeah. And I remember leaving auditions thinking to myself, like, man, I don't talk like this. Why am I reading like that? But I didn't realize that it was subconsciously in my mind. Like when I see these lines, this is how my mind is telling me to say it, as opposed to saying it like how black people say it. And it took a while for me to shake that. Like, man, speak how you speak. Right. Be comfortable, be yourself.
But don't you have to prep for whatever it's being aired as well too? Like for instance, say you're playing a black dude on a TV show for the CW.
Yeah.
you can't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's more like it's like you.
Wow.
It's more like you.
Okay. But you know what's crazy? Like
I had to, nigga. I had to.
The way that you felt in there reading the script. And how you didn't even think about it was just subconscious. I mean, that's how people live their real life. At least back in the day when we were doing it's just automatic.
It's just automatic. It just
which is
turns on.
unfortunate.
Yeah, which is extremely unfortunate. You're right. Because it's a thing that I have to consciously unlearn. Yo, man, don't. But it's because from watching all the propaganda on television and seeing white performers, you were like, this is the way you're supposed to do it. Even though I'm black, this is the way I'm supposed to do it. But it's not really true to my experience, right? And it's not really what I would say. And it took years for me to get out of it. But, I've watched a multitude of shows and I'm watching the black actor act black. And I'm like, man, this is a white person wrote this shit. And you saying it like a white person. But they're on television working and they're saying it. Like, man, what's up with that, man? You tripping. You know what I'm saying? It don't even be like that. And I'm like, man, nobody talk like that. Who the fuck talk like that? But it flies and it passes. And white America, for the most part, watches it and they're like, that's what black guys say. Whereas black America, at least if they have, if they're paying good attention, is looking like, man, that's not how we talk. And I can name names, but I would never do that. But of actors that I watch, and I'm like, man, bro, we don't talk like that. Say it how we would say it.
Do you think that's for the safety of getting more roles,
bro? I think so.
Really?
I really think so. I think just now, we're starting to be able to get more comfortable and be able to speak how we speak and say what we say. Man, I've even, the scripts that I've written it in the way we would talk. And I distinctly remember having my white co-writers or white directors or a white producer look at it and be like, this doesn't make any sense. Why would he say that? I'm like, man, nigga, say finna. I'm finna go to the store.
Well, that reminds me of that Key and Peele skit.
Which one?
There's a dude from Brooklyn, a dude that really grew up in Brooklyn, right?
That hits there right in the head.
An actor, and they were giving all the props to the actor who wasn't sounding authentic at all, right?
Yeah,
and the dude was like, wait a minute, I'm from here.
I'm really from here. Bro, that sketch is brilliant because it's so true. My man, yo, this is how we really talk. But I don't think, I know Hollywood, white Hollywood, they're like, no, this is not how you.
Well, that's why they made the skit. It's obviously a prevalent thing, right? So
Issa Rae said that when she was like, pitching Insecure, a white executive told her that he didn't think black women were ready for a show like that. And she was like, no, you fucking gonna tell me I'm a black woman, which is some major audacity.
Yeah.
Cause it's like, yo, how you gonna tell me? I know what my people like. I know what they gonna rock with. Trust me. It's the experience. I said to one of my friends who's a white writer, I think we talked about this before, like, I feel like black people can write white shows and they can write black shows. Why? Because we live the black experience. We live it. But then
we have to code switch more too.
We have to code switch more, and then we watch the white experience every single day.
That's been the standard.
Yeah.
It's the standard for us. I was saying oy vey before I even know what it meant or what culture it was attached to, because I was watching all that shit on television. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know what you think about that, man.
I mean, I agree. I mean, I grew up watching everything though. Like, let's talk about like old school sitcoms, like Step by Step or something like that.
I never watched that shit.
Yeah, I see, exactly. And then you watch Family Matters,
I ain't watched that shit neither.
Okay.
His face.
What you talking about? I watched Mork and Mindy, motherfucker.
Wow.
Three's Company, come and knock on my door.
So like Friends as opposed to Living Single.
First of all, let's talk about that, because that we about to go deep into this, because that's a sore point for me. So let's talk about that.
Clearly.
If you look at my IG, you'll see.
about it all the time?
Yeah, all the time I post
Really?
it. If you look at my IG, me and my daughter have a serious falling out about this. My 15-year-old daughter fucking loves Friends. Yo, let me just be real with you. I'm trying to not even get mad. There'll be times I'll come into her bedroom and she'll be fucking sleeping with the phone on playing Friends. She's watched how many seasons of Friends have there been, Jason? I'm so upset. She's
He's hot.
10 seasons, right?
It's the 10 seasons.
10 seasons. My daughter has watched all 10 seasons at least 4 times.
Wow.
Like, there was a period in time where every single time I would catch her, she'd be watching Friends. So it burned me so bad, I sat down with her and had a deep conversation, posted it on IG, all this shit, about how Friends was a ripoff of Living Single. You know what I'm saying? To the T. And Living Single was a way better show. It just didn't get the publicity and the love that it was supposed to get and all that. And it was liver. And I was like, they just put a marketing machine and power behind. Look at that. You know what I'm saying? Sinclair, Overton, Maxine, Regine, Kyle,
He's lighting up right
Khadijah.
now.
Taking him back.
Right, he's lighting
I
it
even
up
know
right
the
now.
song, bro. We
Khadijah.
are living single.
But Friends isn't even like a bad show.
I can't talk to him, bro. I can't talk to this motherfucker. I can't talk to the motherfucker, man. I can't even believe you saying that to me right now.
I mean, it's
I
not.
actually haven't seen. I've maybe seen.
Man,
part of an
every
episode here
fucking
and
thing about
I've
Friends
seen
is corny.
some episodes,
Yeah.
but like it's not like a bad show.
And then you barely saw black. I mean, what's her name? Aisha Tyler was on there, but you barely see any black people on there. They in New York City. You can't swing a dead cat without hitting a Mexican or a black person. But then hardly no black people. Yo, and then
that's
the
wild.
song was corny. So all that shit was corny. And it just pains me that my daughter loves it. And so I explained to her whole Living Single thing. I tried to make her watch episodes. She wasn't having it. It was
Really?
all about Friends.
She didn't like it.
Huh?
She didn't like Living
She wasn't feeling it. She wasn't feeling it. And I'm like, you're not giving it a chance. And she was like, I don't need to give it a chance. It's all about Friends. And I'm just like, all right, we just gonna have to agree, disagree. I'm gonna have to take this
I wonder
L.
what's so fascinated about it though.
But bro, she loves it. She loves it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not with that show. It was a ripoff. I'm just not with it. It's corny. But you actually watched it and liked it.
I watched some episodes.
You ain't have a choice. That's why, man.
I mean,
If you got exposed to Living Single first, you wouldn't even be saying none of this to me.
Bro, the marketing dollars, like you said.
Marketing dollars.
New Edition and New Kids on the Block. How far are they apart? How far apart are they?
Couple years. Same manager.
go.
Maurice Starr, I believe. Okay. Same manager. He just created a white group. Marketing machine. Okay. People don't understand we get told what to like. If I play this song or this show in front of you in enough times, you'll start to hum it and sing it. That's just the way it is.
well, that's TikTok right now.
That's TikTok.
That's why like musicians are looking to get their music on TikTok before pretty much anything else, so that it goes viral. And then they got their songs. Even DJs, they put their mashups and stuff like that on TikTok, so that it can get as much plays and hope that it goes viral.
It's all about going viral and trying to make as many dollars as you can, which I understand. Everybody wants to make money so they can pay their bills, but the problem in that is the quality of things diminish. And listen, when you're super duper rich and you're all by yourself and you just want some fucking quality and you want to sit at Echo Park Lake and watch the ducks cross your feet as you throw rocks in the water and eat some guisados taco and decide if you're going to get on the Echo Park boat, you probably want to listen to something quality. You ain't gotten, listen, somebody posted something the other day on IG that made a lot of sense. They were like, I feel sorry for these kids now because the only vintage shit they're going to have to wear is Zara and H&M that fucked me up. I was like, yo, he right. They ain't got the classic vintage shit from the 70s and 80s and 60s and 50s. That's gone. 90s, that's gone. They gonna have all lame, cookie cutter assembly line shit, and that's the music too.
What about like Bape and like Vintage Supreme and all that other stuff?
That's still we talking about early 2000s though.
Okay.
You know, man, you always trying to go against me, bro.
I'm not. I'm just saying, like, I'm younger than you, so I see things a little differently. That's all.
Man,
I'm like 30 years younger than you, so that's, you know.
I love Friends. I don't love singing Living Single. You know what I'm saying? That shit got
I just said Friends was a good show. I didn't have any problems with it.
I've never seen a full episode, to be honest.
But you ain't missing nothing, bro.
No.
You ain't missing nothing, bro. You ain't missing Nathan, man. Don't even watch it, bro.
Yeah.
It infuriates
I'm not
you.
against it.
You need to be.
Just never.
Pick a side, bro. Pick a side.
You really feel some type
I
of
feel
way.
some type of way.
Do
Especially
you watch
when
Seinfeld? You like Seinfeld? Seinfeld?
Yeah.
But
I love Curb Your Enthusiasm guy. What's his name? Larry David. I love Larry David.
No, he's great.
And he created Seinfeld. It's basically him. You know, he can do no wrong in my eyes. The man is a genius.
How many black people were in Seinfeld? From what I remember, one, the lawyer.
Yeah. Not a lot of black people in Seinfeld. Yeah, you're right. But it wasn't corny.
Where do they live?
It wasn't corny. It was witty. It was
live in
witty.
New York?
Yeah, I think in New York.
Yeah. Seinfeld was full of wit. I need wit. I laugh at wit. I used to watch Benny Hill, Monty Python, a lot of BBC. I like wit. That's what makes Dave Chappelle so amazing, because he was the first, not black comic, but the first comic to really, besides George Carl, obviously, you know, but to inject wit in the comedy. After Dave, the game changed, because he would do backdoor jokes, things that you wouldn't expect, and it would just hit you. The on-the-nose comedy is not funny anymore. I need mathematical, technical, smart comedy. You know, I feel that way about shows. Unless it's thought-provoking or a zeitgeist or socio-politically charged, you got to be a hell of a writer.
Only 2 comedians did that for you?
I mean, those two. I mean, who am I laughing at now that I think is a witty comedian? Gosh, I don't want to disrespect anybody, but man, you know, I'm not going to lie. I love what I don't necessarily think he's super witty. He's witty, but not like Dave. But what Gerard Carmichael did with his last special, when he came out, that shit was gangster.
It was good.
That was gangster. But what made it so gangster was, and I think comedy is going this way, it was very conversational. And I love that shit. It was extremely conversational. Then he would go into a quick joke and then go back to being conversational. And it made me think about, like I was around that time, but you know, back in the Stone Age, campfire.
You were around him.
Yeah, whatever, nigga. I know a joke was coming from him. But story is and forever will always be the driving force of everything. We love being told stories, from being little kids, our parents telling us stories, to watching movies, to campfire stories. We love stories. And listening to Dave transition into this storyteller as opposed to comedian, listening to the Gerard Carmichael special when he told a story, I like that better than you standing on stage and being like, hey man, why biracial men get finger waves? You know, and then go into a whole, nothing against you, but you know what I'm saying? Going into that whole thing. I don't like that anymore, because I think that's corny and played now. Yeah. You know, that's like a black comedian talking about
slapstick that doesn't do it for you.
Yeah, the slapstick don't do it for me. It's like Laurel and Hardy type shit. That's corny. I think we've evolved past that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I think we really...
That's the type of comedy I like too. More along the lines of what you're saying.
Yeah.
Now some slapstick is still funny, you know, it has its punchlines, but generally I won't sit there and just watch it.
Yeah, I won't sit there and watch it. That's why it's hard for me. There's so many Netflix specials up, and I'm going through it and I'm like, this motherfucker ain't funny. This motherfucker. I actually think with the with the whole boom of TikTok and Instagram and everything, I think comedy has been dumbed down. Because I'll watch all these guys, they call them, first of all, I hate when these social media influencers, joke dudes say skit. I fucking hate the term skit. It's a sketch. Yeah, skit. They be like, I got a skit. I wrote a skit. I don't know why. Maybe I'm trying to be all technical and act like a fucking comedic aristocrat. You know what I'm saying? Like it's really a sketch. But when I watch it and I won't laugh. I'll look at it and I'll be like, okay, let me give it an opportunity because I follow mostly all of them, and I'll be like, let me see if it's funny. And then after they do their whole skit, I'll go scroll down in the comments, and bro, I'm a weirdo. I'll scroll down one page comment for like hour and a half because I just want to see. I'm weird like that. I want to see the comments. And motherfuckers will be putting laughy faces, smiling, how hilarious, so funny. I'm like, nigga, this shit wasn't funny. And I almost feel like if they throw anything at the wall, niggas gonna laugh because people just throwing stuff at the wall. Right. So people are just laughing as opposed to it being really technically sound.
I think it depends though too. Like even Dave Chapelle, like his way of storytelling with his comedy, it brings everyone in. Yeah. You know, as opposed to like I remember old comedy shows like a Jeff Foxworthy, right? Like, do you remember him?
Yep.
Nigga, I don't watch that shit.
Okay, there it is. He's really holding on to it. You remember him, right? And he had that whole like you might be a redneck or whatever. I'm not laughing at that because I don't relate. Exactly. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? It brings everyone in. You know, you get to be a part of the experience as opposed to like you know, belting out jokes about, you know, a life that I know nothing about. A comedian, you have to be brave to be a comedian.
Very.
100%.
You have to be very, especially if you're going to put your stuff up on social media, on TikTok.
You're alone, man.
Oh, wow. Like,
remember the Apollo?
Yeah.
Holy
the Sandman comes out?
bruh.
Yep.
But do you have to be that brave though? Because I'm telling you, motherfuckers are laughing at anything. Bro, if you put something up there, bro, I'm going to share something with you. I've purposely posted corny stuff that we've done just to see if people will laugh. And I've gotten response like, oh, that's so hilarious.
Those are your friends though. They support you.
No, some people that don't know me.
No, people that don't, yeah.
Yeah, they'll be like,
know.
yeah, they'll be like, oh, that's funny. And I'll be like, I don't say it to them, but I'm like, man, that wasn't funny. I just put that up here. I really want people who really want to laugh. If I'm cracking a joke and I'm clowning him, listen, if my joke not funny, don't even respond.
Wait, but I'm saying, who's saying that it's funny?
Bro, I've had so many random people who don't know me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Be like, oh, you and your guy, your buddy Renee are really funny. And I'm like, man, I just put that up there just for the fuck of it to see if y'all gonna laugh.
He was like, we're gonna have a show
but
soon.
some people think like we're serious.
Here we are.
Some people think it's like that we're serious though. Like, when we do that shit. Yeah. Like my mom, she thought we were serious for a second. She's like, who is this human being guy? You need to have a word with him.
Why you say my IG like that? Why you say my IG like that?
I'm sorry. I figured it'd be on the like and subscribe.
No, it ain't, bro. Keep talking. They trying to put me out there,
Edit
man.
that out. But no, my mom's thought like you was just coming after me all the time. Like, mom, no, chill. Like, it's good.
I saw his mom and dad in Venice, and they were like, sit down. I was like, yo, listen, that's my dog.
Enough.
They was really mad. I was like, that's my dog, man. I ain't trying. I don't want no smoke.
Oh, for real.
His dad is kind of big.
Talk about code switching.
Oh yeah,
my man sat down next to my mom and dad and was, hey, how you doing? How you doing today? It's a beautiful day in Venice.
Like my Miss Wiley, you're looking quite beautiful this morning. Yeah. I was like, I don't want no smoke. You know what I'm saying? The funny thing is like you, Gary.
Yeah.
You're a witty motherfucker. Like, you're witty as fuck. I fuck with you when I don't like you. I don't like you. But one of the main reasons why I keep you around is because you just funny as fuck. You'll say some shit that most motherfuckers just don't say. I was telling my mom about this. I was like, man, my boy Gary, witty as fuck. He'll say some shit that's like an around the corner type joke where you got to look and be like, oh, nah. I respect that. I like that. I like advanced comedy. I just do. You know, I've always been that way since I was a kid, and I used to watch. I mean, I'm from Jamaica, so you know, in Jamaica we watched a shit ton of BBC shit because we're colonized by the UK. So I was in love with BBC humor because it was never like American humor. Right. It was never on the nose. They would always come through the back door, and I was like, oh shit, it was a payoff. You know, as opposed to just some old obvious. Yeah. On the nose type.
I have a
shit.
question.
Ask away.
What are your thoughts on black comedy right now, aside from Dave Chapelle?
Man, besides Dave and Gerard, and I know there's Hannibal is dope. You know what I'm saying? Also Michael Shea, he's
Deion
dope.
Cole is dope to me always.
Huh?
Deion Cole is always funny.
Deion Cole's okay. He's okay. He's funny too. Cat to me is just next level. And Cat, but Cat isn't a witty comedian. Cat is a force. Cat is a force from the way his voice sounds to his inflection to his just gesticulation with his hands. Cat is just comedy. Right. You cut a piece of him as comedy. He just embodies comedy. Dave is just sheesh.
Because when you think about like comedians back in the day, like the kings of comedy.
Yeah.
You know, like you have Bernie Mac, Steve Harvey, Cedric the Entertainer. Like
yeah.
Like it was a force.
Yeah, they were funny. I mean, I used to watch BET Comic View. They were real funny. They were hilarious to me. But again, and I know he's considered an OG, but Dave, yo, man, I really want to say this in dead drop bottle seriousness, because oftentimes when we have something, we don't appreciate it until it's gone. We speak negatively about it, and we're like, because we always think it's going to be there. Dave is an anomaly. He is just an anomaly. And I've seen a million different comedy specials. I've gone to see, did improv comedy. Dave is an anomaly. He's an anomaly. I think he's just a genius. Another dude I think is like that, that's a well-known actor. He was Uncle Ruckus on Boondocks, is Gary Anthony. I used to watch him do improv. First of all, I believed improv was like a white thing, right? When I decided I was going to take some improv classes to help with my acting, whatever, people was like, oh, you need to go to the Groundlings. The Groundlings is world famous. People from Saturday Night Live come to Groundlings. So I took a Groundlings class, not with any intention to try to get into the Sunday Company. As a matter of fact, let me tell you what this woman said. It was one famous Groundling. She was teaching a class, and she was like, don't expect to make the Sunday Company, because most of you aren't, or none of you will. Which was like a negative thing to tell this incoming guy. But I didn't care, because I'm like, this is white people shit anyway. I'm just trying to broaden my skill level and get more of my tool belt. And I heard improv was the thing to do. Somehow, some way, I tripped and stumbled and got voted into the Sunday Company. Right? There's a Sunday Company, and then there's the main company, right?
How many other black people in the Sunday Company?
Man, now it's been a while since I've been in there, but maybe 10 or 12 people have come through in the 40
What about
years.
when you did it at the time?
It was just two of us. It was just two of us.
Out of 100 people.
Maybe I think there was like 10 or 10 of us. So, but obviously, black people, we're always the minority. In improv, we're the minority. And then another thing is, let's be real. Improv is a white person's thing. Black people don't do improv. We do stand-up. So it was really hard for them to find a place for me, because I would write shit. They'd be like, they would want me to write a stereotypical shit. Like I would come to and I'm not gonna say names or whatever, but and my Sunday Company was a talented group. Some of them are on Saturday Night Live right now, working on television shows. Insane, talented group of people. But I would notice that when they would write oddball sketches of yodeling for 10 minutes straight, or eating a piece of paper, or acting like a chicken, they'd get the room to do that. Bro, this was painfully obvious. And the Sunday Company is probably the most intense writing program I've ever been in my life. We'd be pitching from like 6 p.m. to like 1 a.m, sketches. So you'd write all these sketches and you'd be pitching them and performing them, and the director would be like, yes, no, yes, no. It's super
Really?
intense,
Wow.
right? And I remember this guy a black dude who was in the Sunday Company that made the main company, that was a writer on SNL, and he told me, he was like, Sunday Company was still the hardest thing ever, because when he got to SNL as a writer, Lauren Michael would tell them to just write one sketch a week. I don't know how it is now, but he would say one sketch a week. But I would notice if I wrote like a weirdo sketch, or something that they're not used to seeing black people do, they'd be like, yeah, O'Neal, well, could you just do something that, tell them about the black experience. So to be an asshole, I wrote one about a pastor in a church with a long perm and shit like that. It was called Traffic School. Traffic schools are in like weird places, right? They're always in weird places. So this traffic school was in a church. And I was doing the stereotypical jump around like a pastor, talking about parking the car right and all this shit like that. And the motherfuckers found it hilarious. And they put it up and it ran and it was a hit. Now, even though it was a hit, and I never said this to them, but even though it was a hit, I was like, this is some bullshit. I gotta write, for all intents and purposes, nigga shit for y'all to put it up. But if I write a sketch about me, being in love with slime and trying to sell slime to everybody that came to my front door, they'd be like, yeah, or O'Neal, black people, they're not in love with slime. They don't really sell slime. Yeah. But white people can do that. And it spoke volumes to me, because like you get 6 months periods in the Sunday Company, then they decided they want to vote you in the main company. They voted me out after the first 6 months. And the general consensus was, this nigga's a wild card. What the, Even though the sketches I wrote were hits, people were laughing, the main company was looking at me like, what the fuck are we supposed to do with this motherfucker? They weren't accustomed to that, and during the whole pandemic, a lot of black people started saying that they felt like the Groundlings was racist and this, that,
Really?
and other. And I didn't feel like that. I just felt like they just weren't accustomed to super black type things, right? At times it made me feel like, man, I should just go do stand up because these motherfuckers don't really get what I'm trying to do.
They just kept the lane. They weren't expanding boundaries or anything.
They weren't really, because they're not.
And it's
used
probably
to it.
still going to be that way.
And it's probably still going to be that way. And I don't fault them for that.
You do got to fault them.
You do. I don't heavily fault them for that because that's all they've known,
Right.
and they're not. I can say this confidently. They're not very open minded enough to be like, man, let black people. Let these black people run this a little differently and do their own thing because they just didn't know how to work with us.
Right.
It was a weird thing. You know what I'm saying? Very weird thing. Have you ever seen, besides Wayne Brady?
He's, by the way, in terms of improv,
Different.
yeah.
You want to hear something ironic? What was so ironic is even though the Groundlings is mainly white, the funniest thing about the Groundlings was this group called the Black version. One of them was a Groundling. He started it, but it's all black people. The other ones, they were never in the Groundlings. They're just like actors and comedians and stuff. The best thing about brilliant. When I watch them perform on stage, and I rarely feel like this when I watch performers, it's another level of improv. And it made me think to myself, God damn, here's another thing black people have taken and mastered. But you don't know, I just don't know a lot of young black people that are like, yo, I want to do improv. Yeah. Every young black person I know, female or male, they're like, I want to do stand-up.
Right.
Most of us don't do improv, but these,
they're funny. They're funny individually.
They're geniuses. When I watch them, it's intimidating. It's like, oh my God, I'll never be like this. I don't feel like that way when I watch the other ones. I'm just like, yo.
I've always been fascinated by improv though.
Fascinating.
Really? And the reason I think when I was really young, I was at a comedy show and they invited someone from, like a couple people from the crowd and said, hey, this is what we're going to do.
Yeah.
And it was so challenging to do, but also so fun that I was like, yo, the people who are able to do this are extremely talented, witty, and on point, on time too.
You got to think so fast on your feet. You know?
Hilarious.
And they're probably the quickest fast thinker.
I gotta watch it. I've never seen it.
We should all go see a show. It's mind blowing, bro. But again, I just feel like it's another one of the things that you let us in the door. We just gonna find a way to make it fly as fuck. That's we're seasoning to the world. You know what I'm saying? We're seasoning. We're 22-inch rims. We're tinted windows. You know what I'm saying?
Seasoning was the best. For
Seasoning the best.
Yeah.
What about
22-inch rims?
Yeah.
That's too ghetto. What about
we're spinners.
We
Lowry's.
We Lowry's.
We Lowry's.
What about the kit that you put on the Mercedes Benz? What's it called?
AMG.
AMG.
We AMG kit. Nah.
Let's go with seasoning, bro.
My bad.
Yeah,
my bad,
stick
man.
to seasoning. I like that.
My
like
bad,
that.
bro. My bad. Hey, listen. I gotta ask, man. I gotta ask this. What y'all think about what's going on with Kyrie, man? Look at Gary's face. He like, that's hot, O'Neal. That's hot. We can't end this without talking about it, bro.
Yeah, I think so.
Be real, bro. If you be real,
I'm
man.
gonna be 100%.
All right.
Because I've spent some time thinking about this, right? My comment is first and foremost, like, and you guys know this about me. I don't like to offend anybody. Like that's one thing that I strive for. I'm not going to purposely offend anyone, right? And in this case, I think that he's being unfairly treated.
Yeah.
I think Kyrie did something that maybe wasn't the best, didn't have the best judgment.
Yeah.
Right? But he apologized for it. And he came out and said, look, I don't agree with most of those things in the documentary or all of those things.
Yeah.
Especially the ones that were super extreme. I am not anti-Semitic, or I can't be anti-Semitic. And I think they kept jabbing him, you have to apologize, say this, say this, say this. And as a man who's looking to find himself, so to speak, as he described, like he's on his journey, right? He did something, he messed up, he apologized for it, and still it's not accepted. I think the other thing is, like, when you're walking along discovering, or with discovery, trying to discover yourself, and you accidentally step on somebody's foot, you say, hey man, sorry about that, didn't mean to step on you. And I think that it probably took a little bit longer for him to do that than whoever was offended may have liked, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And so for me, if I was in that position, and I had, assuming that I had tweeted something out like that, and people were offended, I'd probably just say, oh, you know what? I didn't know it was going to be so offensive to you. I apologize, and moved on. But I'm not Kyrie, right? So he stands on a different belief, and maybe he's got a stronger stance than I do on this topic. So I can't speak for him. I'm just saying.
Man, nigga, what you saying? You talking in circles? Listen,
I
be like, so
I
if,
get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
do you? I don't get it because you're like, so if this is how you sound to me.
Yeah.
This is how you sound to me. So I would say per se, if it happened with Kyrie, he stepped on somebody's toes, but per se, I'm not that person. But if I was that person, who's to say that person was asleep or awake?
Let me
but
make
if that
it very
person
clear.
wakes up,
Let me make
why
it
did he
very
buy a
clear.
Buick?
Wow.
Nigga, what you saying?
Let me make it very clear.
Say something.
If I were in that position and I offended somebody, first of all, I wouldn't have made the tweet or put it out there. That's
Yeah,
number one, right?
that's number
number
one.
one. Point blank, period. That was a misstep, right? And wrong. Now, if I were to do that and I offended someone, I would apologize and very bluntly apologize. I'm sorry, that was wrong, end of story. But that's me. I can't speak for what another man should do. I'm just saying that's what I would have done, right? So I don't disagree with free speech or letting him or allowing him to say what he's going to say, given his platform. That's fine. I just think it was mishandled when he apologized, right?
All right. What
That's
about
all.
you, Renee?
I mean, I agree with that, but I feel like free speech is important, for so many reasons. Whether it's something that you agree with or something that you don't agree with, and I think free speech.
Now, Renee, make sure you watch what you're saying because we're putting this out. Okay, sorry. Go
All
ahead.
right, Dad.
Go ahead.
I feel like free speech is always going to expose you if it's really free speech. Do you know what I'm saying? In the best way and in the worst way. And I would rather know how someone stands, especially if they're on a big platform, than how they don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. If he fucked up, then he fucked up. He apologizes, and then all goes on. But if there's certain beliefs that he has, then those are his beliefs.
He's allowed to have those.
He's allowed to have those, like most everyone does, no matter what race or creed, religion, whatever it is. But I feel like sometimes people want to see said person that fucks up like really burn. You know what I'm saying? Or like really jump through hoops to get, how do you put it? Get any kind of compassion.
Right.
That's how I feel on it. But once again, like I said, I feel that free speech is very important.
Yeah.
On so many levels.
Yeah, I think I understand what both of you are saying. And it's interesting because we live in a society now where we look at one another and we're like, which side are you on? Are you with us or are you with them? Are you with us or are you with them? Like we were talking about this morning at the gym when she was mentioning the Drake album. And she was like, I think Drake, he just said something about Megan. And I was like, well, do you know Megan? Were you there? Do you know if she got shot or she didn't get shot? And she was like, well, you're saying she didn't get shot. I said, I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything. Why is it that I have to choose a side? I wasn't there. I don't know what happened. I'm just like you. I hear it on the Breakfast Club and I hear it on podcasts and people talk about it and I hear both of their sides. I don't know, nor do I involve myself in that much. Who cares? But she was very adamant about it. And I'm like, and I was explaining to her, like, yo, we live in this society where we just like, what side are you on? You got to pick a side. Why can't I be in the middle? Why can't I say, hey, can I look at all the facts first? Can I take the time? No, you got to be with us now. I don't like that. I'm not for that. So number one, that rubs me the wrong way. Number two, right? Brett Favre did what he did, and we're not hearing too much about that. We're not hearing too much about that at all. Now, but Kyrie is getting roasted and crucified, right? Now, I fully understand Kyrie has a history of being difficult, right? Going to different teams being difficult, the not getting the shot because people got, I understand that. So his history comes with that. But I just feel like he's not being afforded the same wiggle room, an opportunity to make foolish, dumb, stupid, crazy mistakes like a Brett Favre. You know what I'm really saying, right? He's not being afforded that room. He's getting crucified, and for lack of a better word, like we talked about from the slave days, like buck breaking.
The
like,
compassion is different.
The compassion is different.
It's very different.
If you're a black man and you make a mistake, you get crucified. We all what's that saying in the Bible? Let he who was without sin cast the first stone. I just marvel at the fact of so many people having so many opinions and saying all these things like they are perfect. You know what I'm saying? Like they walk with no issues, and I'm like, yo, he's young. Let this man, what he did was stupid and it was dumb. Yeah, that goes without saying. Duh. You know what I'm saying? But he is being crucified. And I just look at what Brett Favre did, and I can name other people, and I'm like, God damn, this motherfucker, y'all ain't on him like that.
But what it stems from, dude, is and they look, I hate how they tried to force him to say you're sorry for this reason right now and say it like this, right? And they tried to cram that down his throat. And I think someone in that position naturally would be like, I'm not going to do that.
Exactly.
I'm not going to say it the way you want me to say it. I'm going to say it how I want to say it, right?
Yeah.
And he's catching a lot of heat for that. Like, how many different ways can you apologize, right? Without saying, I'm not going to say exactly what you told me to say. And then they gave him the Brooklyn Nets gave him this long list of the things to do.
Oh my God.
Which to me, look, apologize, let him decide whether he wants to donate to this cause or that cause. Let him decide who he wants to take meetings with, right? He's already apologized, but why should he have to do all these things because you mandate that he does it? I guess they're the employer, so they can mandate that, but that seems a little aggressive to me personally.
That seems extremely aggressive. And, listen, if you have some sort of pride, even when you do something wrong, right? It's kind of like I ate your food. And I was belligerent about it, and I didn't want to apologize. And you finally were like, man, I know you ate my food, and I finally did apologize. And you're like, well, your apology ain't good enough. Get down on your knees and tell me that you ate my food. And after you get down on your knees and tell me you ate my food, I want you to cook me better food than this. And after a while, I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, motherfucker.
Fuck your food.
Fuck your food. You know what I'm saying? Fuck you then. And that's what's going on. And then when I turn my head and I look at, and I just got to keep using him for an example, a Brett Favre, and I don't see the same thing happening to him. Listen, if it was happening all across the board equally, it'd be a different story. But it's not. And the great, great, great irony in all of this is I'm saying this, and I just laid it out really flat and really plainly and truthfully and just and articulated it perfectly. And you still gonna have some people that watch this and be like, oh, so he's with Kyrie. It just makes me think like, I think this new age has dumbed us down. We don't listen anymore. We don't shut the fuck up and listen and then take all the information in and then mix it around in a pot and then come to a conclusion. We just need to be on a side.
Have you seen the documentary?
Or also give people the opportunity to learn. I think that's the thing.
That's the biggest thing.
Especially if you have athletes, like young athletes, or you know what I'm saying, where they're saying things, or any artists, or they may not know any better. They may just recklessly put something on the internet, and once it's on the internet, it's on the internet.
Well, how do you guys feel?
It's there.
So I agree with that. And, obviously Brett Favre doesn't have a platform like Kyrie does, right? So that's why that's part of the reason why he won't.
What do you mean
get
you say he doesn't have a platform?
I mean, Kyrie has a way bigger platform than Brett Favre does.
I mean, but Brett Favre is just as known and just as popular. He's a famous athlete.
He's not as popular, for sure.
I mean, he's not anymore. I mean,
Right.
Okay.
Speaking of some Wrangler commercials.
Skechers maybe.
There's a lot of motherfuckers with Wranglers and Skechers.
Right.
Yeah.
So I have another question around this is, how do you guys feel about the black community not only not coming to the defense, that's one thing, but tearing people down within their own community that may have this stage and take a misstep? Right?
You want to answer that first when we go?
You go.
All right, this is how I feel about that. I think that we are the only community that chastises one another in front of company. We don't have a problem chastising one another in front of the whole world. And I look at other communities. They don't do that. Mm-hmm. They pull each other in quiet rooms and lock the door, and they look at each other and say, listen, I'm not really with what you did, but I'm gonna stand by your side, but we're gonna have a conversation after this. Mm-hmm. We don't do that. If a black woman has a problem with a black man, they will just flat out chastise us right in front of everybody. Black men ain't shit. If a black man has a problem with another black man, to activists, I've seen activists who are supposed to be working on, furthering our cause, have beef with each other. And I'm like, how are y'all beefing with each other when y'all supposed to be helping further our cause? Yeah. We are just the only group that I see chastise one another. I was watching Jalen Rose explain himself today on IG, and he was like, man, because people are calling him coon. because they felt like he didn't support Kyrie. And I'm like, oh, y'all kind of doing the same thing that y'all said he was doing. Now y'all doing it to him.
Right.
We will chastise one another in front of everybody. It shows no solidarity. And if there's no solidarity, then how are we going to advance? You know, that's always been my issue. If I have an issue with you, you bet your bottom dollar. I got that from Annie. Bet your bottom dollar tomorrow, or whatever, nigga. I was forced to watch.
Did you watch
white
Did you
shit.
watch the other? Did you watch the new Annie with Jamie Foxx?
Nah, man, come on, chill.
Okay.
I did. I just don't want nobody to know that. We just go at each other hard, and I'm like, man, why would you chastise me in front of these motherfuckers when we already are like a broken group? Put me aside. And
That's
talk
what
to
we
me.
kind of do, though. I
what
feel
we
like
do.
even like when we're younger, like we get roasted.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you just get
you
roasted.
tell-
Yeah. You know, that's always been, I felt, always been a thing growing up, whether you did something wrong or stupid or, you know, you get clowned or, you know what I'm saying? And that turns in now, even with social media, like you do something, it turns into a meme like that.
Yeah,
You know?
I don't think that's a good thing. I think in the current state that we're in right now, let's just be real.
Mm-hmm.
We're not in a good. We don't own anything. We don't own nothing. So the current state that we're in right now, solidarity is the most important thing. There's no way. I don't care how bad you rub me, how wrong you guys rub me. We can have a falling out. No one will know but you.
So
I'm coming to you.
So I'll keep it real with you. I have no problem saying something is wrong if I think it's wrong, regardless of what background or color the person is, right? I have no problem saying, oh, I think that's wrong or that's a misstep or this. But that's as far as it goes. I'm not going to drag someone down and continue to talk about someone in public, right?
Yeah.
If you'd ask me, hey, do you agree with what Kanye said about this or Kyrie putting this out to the world?
Yeah.
I'd say unequivocally no.
Yeah.
That's it,
Yeah.
right? But what you see a lot of time is people having long dialogues about why he shouldn't have done this, and oftentimes insulting. And when that's for the public, it just it's messy, man.
It's messy. It's messy. And the more people you bring into the situation, it gets messier. I'm not interested in a mess. I want a resolution. And if that resolution means I need to sit my ass down and hear you out, we're trying to get somewhere.
But we don't talk anymore. That's the thing.
We don't talk
Nobody
anymore.
does.
We don't talk. And then, when I watch other shows or podcasts, people are giving relationship advices and this and I'm like, yo, you don't know who. The mic doesn't give you a degree or a greater understanding than the person outside. Right. We're just here to have a dialogue. None of us are right or wrong. We're just trying to come to some solution. And if we're having this conversation, I want to come to some solution or some resolution, or at least a respectable understanding to agree to disagree. I'm not going to talk at you. And then sometimes I think, one of the biggest things that we're all learning is to learn to take an L sometimes, right? And be like, you know what? Oh, I'm gonna take this L, even though I'm gonna pick my battles because this is not a battle worth fighting right now. I'll go on to something else. But you're right. In this day and age, we're not listening.
The other thing is, I'm guilty of it, just like a lot of other people.
You definitely are.
Is you speak on things that you're not educated about,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And so that can get you into a lot of trouble really quickly.
Yeah.
Not only are you not educated, but you don't talk to someone on the other side and understand, and you're able to develop this sympathy or have empathy for them.
Yeah.
And you're just talking and you say, hey, this is what feels right off my chest. I'm emotionally driven by saying this, or emotionally driven to say this. And then you end up hurting somebody's feelings. And
then when
that
you hurt
goes
their
viral,
feelings,
dog.
it's
Yeah,
on.
it's-
Yeah.
Once you hurt somebody's feelings nowadays, there's no discord about it.
There's no discord about it,
unless everybody's involved,
Yeah. I think that's the unfortunate thing in our society now, but that's one of the things that, all we can do as individuals is to work personally on making it better and not being like that yourself. That's one of the things I love about us and doing this show, because we're just giving our opinions and our take, and that's why I always stress this is our opinion. This is my take. If you feel a certain type of way, I'm not saying it's the wrong way. I'm not saying what we're saying. We're just having a discord, and I think we need to get back to that, the purity of conversation and just discord. And with that being said,
So then maybe you'll try an episode of Friends.
fuck that shit. Fuck Friends. I'm saying my greatest wish for this 2022 Christmas is that every piece of film footage of Friends that ever existed in the world gets destroyed by some aliens.
If they did a Friends reboot and they wanted to have a black guy and they casted you in it,
I'll be in it. I'm sorry, God.
Code switch right away.
Sorry, God.
Code switch right away.
I got kids.
Monica,
Let's end the segment like this.
how's
man.
it going?
This has been 3 Black Guys on the Couch. Like and subscribe, please. And if y'all doing a Friends reboot, come on, man. I'll be that dude next door and be like, hey, man, y'all too loud. Something. Give me a chance, man. Please, white people. We out.
Peace.
Yeah.